What's up everybody, and welcome back to Operation Overhaul. And today we're working on this 2014 Silverado. It had some fuel trim codes and we determined it was the low pressure fuel pump. It was only pushing out around like 29 to 32 psi, feeding the high pressure. And today we're going to be changing that out, and it's in the tank. So if you want to learn how to do that, stick with me and chum on. First thing we're going to do when we get started off on changing this fuel pump is we're going to disconnect the filler neck portion. Normally right here there is a push pin. This one isn't in there, but you can pull that out with a push clip tool, and then you can either take these three, I think they are like 7 or 8 millimeter bolts, I think they're 7s, out, or you can actually disconnect the whole thing and use these Torx bits. I think it's like a T30, I believe. But let me get my tools and I'll be right back. Alright, so we're going to opt to take these 7 millimeters out. I've already taken 2 out, and we're going to do the last one. Just be careful to not drop it in the filler neck. I mean, I know you're dropping the tank anyway, but just finding it will be a pain in the butt because you'll have to reach down into the tank and try to fish it back out. Alright, and that's what those little 7 millimeters look like. They're not long, and as you can see, the filler neck pushes down and it just pushes out of the way. Well, you can see that. There you go. But now we're going to climb underneath there, and this one has the fuel tank cover underneath, and we're going to yank that off real quick, and then we're going to go and start disconnecting the lines. I did relieve the fuel pressure on this already before I started, and that is another little tip that they put in the service data for you so you don't get sprayed with fuel. But like I said, let's climb underneath there and get started on the cover. So this right here is the cover on here. As you can see, there's 3 bolts on the driver's side. One right here, right where the leaf spring starts. Then there's one more in the back where the leaf springs, about midway of the leaf spring, like right in this area right here. But you're going to take those 3 out. They're 13 millimeters, and then you'll pull the driver's side of it down, and it's just clipped in on the passenger side of the tank. I'm going to zip these out real quick, and we're going to lower it down, and then I'll show you how we pop out the clips on the other side. Like I say, you just kind of put your hand behind it and pull up and out. So this is the cover that was under the fuel tank, and as you can see right here, there was just 3 of these bolts right here, and then once this side right here fell down, it actually unclipped itself from the fuel tank. But there's 4 little spots where they clip in, and you may have to pry up and out on them a little bit to get them to clear. And that's what the bolts look like. They go in here, they just go in from that side. Alright, and we're back underneath here, and this is one of the straps, and the other one's about where the last bolt is on the cover, and the first one is in between the first and second one. But there's going to be a bolt that goes up on the driver's side against the frame of the tank that holds them. You may be able to see that one right there, and I do believe it is a 13 as well. But before we can pull those off, we need to disconnect the fuel lines, and you can do that actually at the little emissions box on the front, like right here. They actually have quick disconnects right there on this truck, which is nice. Then you can unbolt the strap, and you can lower the tank down and disconnect the connector once you get it down. And then when you have it down, you can slide it out and pull all the lines off after you get it out. But let me disconnect the lines and stuff, and then I'll show you what they look like. So here's what the straps look like. It has a 15 millimeter bolt that holds them in under the tank. When you go to take them off, if you tilt it down and push out, they'll come right off. You don't have to like twist them or anything like the old style. and I will show you what it looks like. I do have the tank out already. That is the bracket. Like I said, they just push up a little bit and slide it right out of those grooves, and it's the same for the front and back. These are the two connectors right there. The big one has a safety clip on it, and the little one is just a regular squeeze tab like that. And then after that, let me show you the tank real quick, and I'll show you the vent line. Well, actually, let me show you this first. This is the fuel line. This is your purge line to your canister right here. That's where that goes. Like I said, then you have the metal stainless steel fuel line right here. Here are the lines that you have to disconnect in front. They're on the front side of the tank. This blue connector, you just squeeze in the bottom and push it up, and this blue connector comes up. And then on this white one, you can just push down real hard and pull straight back, and that'll come out. And then your vent line is right here, and it's the same as the blue connector in there. Like I said, you just squeeze the back and push up, and they'll come off. But here's where the fuel pump is, right here. You will have to disconnect this line. This is a quick disconnect, and then you'll have this line right here. And here's another one of those squeeze ones. See if I can do it one-handed. Sometimes they're a little tough to do one-handed. There we go. See how it came up? You can just pull it out. And then this one, you're gonna have to pry those tabs right here out and try to pull it back. Like I said, you can use a pick if you want to. If you hold on 1 second, I'll grab a pick and I'll show you. I may not be able to do this one-handed. Hold on, let me set you down. And just like that. Like I said, you can get a pick underneath there and do that. And then let me go grab my tool for this real quick, and I'll show you what they look like. This is the whole set right here. These are the metal ones, and I do believe that is a 3/8. Yeah. So you push this in and the line in at the same time, then you can pull straight back. Okay. And that is it. I'll put the part number to this tool in the description for everybody. And now that that's out of the way, all we have to do is, I'm gonna move this line as well, if I can get this to prop back. It should be fine. But now what we're gonna have to do, they make a tool that goes around to take this off. But first we're gonna blow this right here off and get all the dirt out so we don't get any dirt in the tank. But I'm gonna just push these back on a little bit just so we don't get any dirt in the tank. I know it probably won't go into it due to the pump, but I just want to be safe. Like I said, I'm actually going to take it into my garage and blow it off real quick, and we'll be right back. I blew it off with the air, and now I'm going to take this ring off. Like I said, there is a special tool you can use. Sometimes it works, sometimes it don't. My preferred method is to just use a chisel and a hammer and just tap around it. As you can see, it went right there. And that is your ring. Let's try to blow it out a little bit more before I go to take this out. Alright. Sometimes they can be stuck because it makes a pretty good seal. You may have to pry it with a screwdriver. It's just got a good tight seal on it. That's all it is. Also, when ordering your fuel pump, you need to know if it is a standard cab, if it's a crew cab, extended cab, whatever, because they make them different for each cab size. And this is a GM part. This one right here is for the crew cab right here, and that's the part numbers, just so everybody can see it real quick. But always double check it. Also, remember where this little tab goes, because that'll help you locate where you need to put your fuel pump. Try to dump as much fuel out of this as I can. And I think I do have to switch over the level. Alright. So you will have to switch over your float right here, and there's two little tabs. I'll show you. There's two little tabs. There's two little tabs right here, and then there's a connector right there that you're gonna have to disconnect, and then you switch it over to your new one. And when you're connecting this, just wrap it around, just so you can keep it away. And then it just plugs in. So this is the new O-ring. What we're going to do is just set it down in here in the groove, and then we're going to slide the pump in. It is a tight fit. And you're going to have to push down on the pump actually to get it to go on. Alright, it's going to be a little tight getting this ring on. I'm going to slide it over this front one first. The back ones are normally the hard ones to get in. Just work your way around. Don't try to knock it all in one spot. And there it is. Now we can reconnect our lines. And that is pretty much it for putting one of these in-tank fuel pumps in. If you can drop the tank, I know you can stick it back up in there. It's just a reversal of the removal. And there's no torque patterns or torque specs or anything like that on one of these. The only thing I will say is you probably gonna have to prime it probably 4 or 5 times to get the fuel from here to the high pressure pump on this. But other than that, that's pretty much everything on one of these. If you got any questions, comments, concerns, leave them down below. And until next time, y'all have a great day.